Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play the Orion Conspiracy. Last time, Devlin sabotaged the shuttle and bought himself another week to investigate his son's death. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk to the people he worked with first. Here they are. Let's talk to Bernard.
One of the Kobayashi lab technicians.
His pronunciation is god-awful. It's Kobayashi, man. Get it right.
You're one of the technicians, aren't you?
I'm chief technician.
So you were Danny's boss?
Yes. I was devastated by what happened.
What is your job?
I'm in charge of technicians here. The Kobayashi ones, anyway. I coordinate research and liaise with the captain to get what we need for our work.
What's it like to work here?
Let's put it this way. If I'd known what I was letting myself in for when I took the promotion, I would have quite happily stayed at C7 pay for the rest of my career. No amount of money is worth the grief I get working here.
What's so bad about working here?
Where do I start? The secrecy, the politics, the corporate bullshit? Not to mention some of the assholes I have to work with.
Who gives you problems?
Well, the racism from that redneck ward I can just ignore. It's a shame that any witty retort you fire back goes straight over his thick head. No, the real shit comes from Roland.
That's the guy who's standing right behind us, by the way.
How does Roland get to you?
He's lazy, devious, greedy, negligent. He'll get somebody killed one of these days. The equipment we work with, they're not toys. Some of them are dangerous if they're not used correctly.
What is your background?
I had a nice safe posting in the home quadrant for a few years, but when my scumbag of a husband left me, I got posted out here. Can you believe that? Seems the company doesn't like broken homes.
I know what you mean. What happened to your husband?
He got so pissed at being demoted, he tried to defect to another company. And you know what happens to people who do that.
How well did you know Danny?
He was a conscientious worker, enthusiastic, friendly, good team player.
Who did Danny work with most of the time?
He was with me and Roland researching the Orion effect.
What's the Orion effect?
Where have you been the past decade? It's only the biggest astronomical event since the Denebula supernova. Don't you watch the news?
I've been preoccupied for a while. Could you recap for me?
Okay, let's see. Do you know the Horse's Head Nebula? Seen from Earth, it's in the constellation of Orion.
Yeah, Quadrant 5, isn't it? Should be near here.
It is here. Or at least it was, until Devil's Gate appeared.
The black hole? You're saying it sucked a whole nebula in? Well, why wasn't it detected long ago? Well, surely you'd have been able to see it from Earth. Jesus, Galileo could have seen it.
If it had been around at the time, yes, he could.
Wait, you mean it's recent? It was never on my star charts. I was in this quadrant 4 years ago. I knew nothing about it.
It appeared 12 years ago, just before the end of the Corporation War.
Black holes don't just appear out of nowhere.
This one did, and that's the Orion effect.
What do you know about Danny's death?
He went out to the probe as part of his job. At the end of the day, it was down to me to ensure his safety. And I failed.
How do you think it happened?
Well, the controls of the Scout were rendered inoperable. The only thing that could do that would be an energy surge.
Do you have any records of energy readings from the black hole for that time?
I can look them up for you. Lord, there was a 3-megawatt flare emanating from the probe, not the black hole.
What could give off that much energy?
I don't know.
Alright, we already have our first lead.
Did anything unusual happen before Danny's death?
He went out to the probe as part of his job. At the end of the day, it was down to me to ensure his safety. And I failed.
And she said the same thing. What about Megami Hudson?
What do you know about Megami Hudson?
The company specializes in geology. We don't have any resource sharing, so I can't tell you anymore.
Alright.
Thanks for your help.
Anytime.
Well, why don't we talk to Roland?
He's a Kobayashi technician.
Kobayashi. It's not Kobayashi, man.
Hello.
Hi there. Say, got any chocolate on you?
Sorry, I'm right out.
Damn. I already used up my allowance for this week. Damn.
Damn.
What is your job?
I'm primarily an electronics engineer, but I get roped into doing all sorts of mundane stuff. This isn't what I studied for. I wanted to be on the cutting edge, get fame and fortune, not be stuck in this rat-infested dump being treated like a production line.
This guy's voice is just driving me crazy. It's hilarious.
What's it like to work here?
This place is hell. I'm working for Lucifer. Bernard is a real bitch. Total power freak. Every day she piles on more work. Whatever I do, it's not enough. The stress is making me ill. I had to have 5 days off sick last month. She'll be the death of me.
You mean this woman right here? She can't hear you for whatever reason. You're speaking pretty loud.
What is your background?
Before I was forced to get a job with the company, I lived with my mom.
Well, that's a surprise. Okay.
How well did you know Danny?
I didn't have anything against him personally. I let people live their lives the way they want to, providing it doesn't affect me.
What do you know about Danny's death?
Don't blame me. I had nothing to do with it.
Did anything unusual happen before Danny's death?
Everything that happens here is unusual. I can't think of any place I wouldn't rather be.
And Megami Hudson. Megami
What do
Hudson.
you know about Megami Hudson?
They have no vices. They show no emotion. They just work. I can't understand them at all.
I've really got to go now.
Don't forget, if you see any chocolate, it's mine.
Alright, Chocolate Boy. We'll find it for you. Let's talk to you two.
She's a scientist working for Kobayashi.
Oh, it's not a technician, it's a scientist this time, huh?
You're a technician here.
No, it's a technician, apparently.
You're pretty observant. Can I help you?
What is your job?
I'm an astrophysicist. I work mainly as an assistant at the moment, until I'm more established.
What is it like to work here?
I'm a new recruit, really. I've been too busy settling in to form an opinion of whether I like it here or not.
What is your background?
I've only just qualified in physics from Space Guild Academy. This is my first operational posting.
How well did you know Danny?
I didn't really know him that well. I've not worked here long, and we were on different projects. He was always pleasant, easy to get on with.
What do you know about Danny's death?
I'm afraid I don't know anything that isn't already public knowledge.
Did anything unusual happen before Danny's death?
Relations between everybody were a bit strained, but as far as I can tell, it's always been like that here.
What do you know about Megami Hudson?
They do some research in the catacombs inside the asteroid.
Catacombs
Thanks
and
for your
asteroid.
Don't mention it.
Alright, we already talked to you, Kaufman, so Gates is the new person here. What about you, Ramen?
She's one of the Kobayashi
Yeah.
scientists.
Hoping you'd have something more interesting to say.
I can see by your uniform that you're a technician.
Yes, that's right.
What is your job?
I'm afraid I'm not supposed to talk about what I do here. The company is very strict on this point. I'm sure some of the others wouldn't be so conscientious, but I have respect for the regulations.
Well, la-dee-da.
What's it like to work here?
My work is interesting, and my fiancé cooks my dinner every day. What more could a girl ask for?
Your fiancé is Chandra, right?
Yes. I don't know what I'd do without him.
You'd fix your own food for a start.
Yeah, we haven't met Chandra yet. He's up on the top floor. You know, when we were in the volleyball court? There's the door just to the bottom of the one we entered from the elevator. That'll take us to the lounge, and that's where Chandra usually hangs out.
What is your background?
My father was a scientist, and as long as I can remember, I've been groomed to follow in his footsteps. He's a very clever man, and I doubt I could ever equal his ability.
How well did you know Danny?
He was a pleasant and helpful colleague. I liked him a lot.
What do you know about Danny's death?
It was horrible. That's no way to die, out there all alone.
Did anything unusual happen before Danny's death?
I wasn't aware of anything out of the ordinary, but then I'm not normally told about things not concerning me. You'd have to talk to one of the officers.
All right.
What do you know about McGammy Hudson?
They have a different social manner to us. It is just the way that companies are.
I have to leave now.
Maybe I will talk to you later.
So she's very stuffy. Let's get out of here. We'll head over to the bridge and talk to the captain and to Lo, La Paz's husband. Actually, why don't we take a stop in here first? Here's the med bay. Got some beds and whatnot, but we want to go in here. I said we want to go in here. There could be some good information for us on this medical computer.
I'm afraid the medical records are classified.
Well, she's not going to let us use them. Who are you, Dr. Chu?
The Cerberus doctor. Have you got a minute?
Sure. Feeling sick?
No, I just wanted to ask you something.
Oh, right. Well, fire away.
What is your job?
I administer healthcare to people on board. I'm also a trained surgeon and paramedic. If there's an emergency, we can't afford to wait for a deep space freighter to get to a hospital. I have to do it on my own.
And if you get taken ill?
Then it's a case of physician, heal thyself.
What's it like to work here?
There's not much for me to do most of the time. People who do deep space research have to be certified medically fit before they can work out here.
What is your background?
After 7 years in med school, I went straight into on-site company health maintenance.
How well did you know Danny?
I only ever saw him on his monthly checkup. He never had any other illnesses.
What do you know about Danny's death?
I never saw the body, so I couldn't perform an autopsy.
Did anything unusual happen before Danny's death?
Ward had a minor operation to have a wisdom tooth out, but other than that, just the normal headaches and hangovers.
What do you know about McGammy Hudson?
Not a lot. They don't get ill very often, and their monthly checks are done by their own doctors.
I'm sorry, Doctor. I have to go now.
Call me if you need me.
We'll just get a lot of these conversations out of the way now. Hope you guys are taking notes. Some of this stuff is prevalent to our situation. And we'll head up to the bridge. Alright, let's talk to Lo first. He's the guy sitting down.
He's the communications officer. You look busy.
This is quiet. If it was busy, I wouldn't even be talking to you.
Okay, number one.
What is your job?
I handle all communications into and out of Cerberus, plus near space traffic control and computer operations. The control center is my baby. The Cap and La Paz, they think they run the joint, but at the end of the day, it all goes through me.
What's it like to work here?
Susan La Paz is my wife, so it's not as bad for me as it is for some of the others.
What is your background?
I've done this job since I left the academy, and now I just follow in my wife's footsteps.
How well did you know Danny?
Never spoke to the guy. I normally only meet people when they want to send a transmission to their families. He never did.
Aw, poor guy.
Did anything unusual happen before Danny's death?
I don't really know. There's been a massive increase in communications recently, and all my time has been taken up with that.
Yeah, didn't he never talk to Devlin, apparently?
What do you know about Danny's death?
It's my job to stop ships hitting each other. Your son's Scout was the only ship out there that day.
What do you know about McGammy Hudson?
I'll tell you one thing. When their supply ship comes once a month, it holds a defensive position nearby while the shuttle goes back and forth. They do not trust us.
How do you relax on this rock?
You don't. You just keep working. No, seriously. There's the bar, the gym, the TV room, or you can just sit in the garden. I'm okay. I've got my wife, but I wouldn't like to try my chances with the women around here.
What's wrong with the women around here?
Don't tell anyone I said this, but Bernard and Chew are over the hill. Ramon's engaged, and G-Spot, well,
Who's G-Spot?
G-Spot Gina Brooks, the pilot, otherwise known as G-Force, depending on how you fly her. You know what I mean.
What's wrong with Brooks?
If you're hung like a horse, and you got the stamina of an ox, there's nothing wrong with her at all. She's, demanding.
Are you speaking from personal experience?
Me? Hell no. My wife would kill me. I just hear things over the radio from other stations. G-Spot's legendary.
And I thought G-Spots were just mythical.
You got that right.
Alright.
I'll talk to you later.
Okay, see you around.
He's an alright fella. How about you, Shan?
He's in charge of this facility. I wanted to thank you for your words at the funeral. They meant a lot to me.
He was a good man. I meant what I said.
Looks like I'm here for a while longer.
Yes. Strange that the Navcom fails for the first time ever when you arrive on the station.
Yeah, that's a coincidence. It's just a coincidence. Nothing bad happened.
What is your job?
I make sure this place runs smoothly.
How difficult is it to ensure smooth running?
There may only be 20 people stationed here, but that's both Kobayashi and Mogami Hudson people. And they're two completely different companies, even different cultures. There's always some disagreement or other to sort out.
At least this guy can say Mogami Hudson right.
What's it like to work here?
We are 20 people living and working in a confined space, millions of miles from the nearest planet. It's both crowded and lonely at the same time. The work is uneventful but important.
It must be harder for you. The loneliness of command and all that.
At least I have a job to do. It keeps me busy. What do you do now that you've run out of funerals to attend, that is?
Well, I just sit around the retirement home all day. Now listen, Shannon, you may have 10 years of youth on your side, but I have 10 years more experience. You shouldn't make bets if you don't know the odds.
I've forgotten more than you'll ever remember.
What is your background?
I started out as a junior officer on board company freighters, working my way up to captain. I'm a leader of men, and I run a tight ship.
How well did you know Danny?
I like to get to know all my people. They are my family. I knew Danny well enough to like him and respect his work.
What do you know about Danny's death?
It was a terrible accident. As I am ultimately in charge of this facility, I take responsibility.
What was the result of the investigation?
As you know, Daniel's scout craft was lost in the black hole, so we don't have any evidence as to what exactly happened. And I refuse to send any more of my people out to that probe. One death is enough.
Did anything unusual happen prior to my son's death?
Mayer threatened to kill me. He has this aversion to authority, but things seem to have calmed down now.
We'll be talking to that mayor guy soon.
What do you know about Mogami Hudson?
They're primarily a mineral exploitation company. Mining, prospecting, that sort of thing.
Who is your most trusted crew member?
I trust all my crew, Mr. McCormick, or else they wouldn't be on my station.
I think this guy's probably the best voice actor on this whole game.
Why don't Kobayashi have any interest in the caves?
The asteroid was found by Mogami Hudson and towed out here. In effect, they own this rock.
I have no further questions for you.
If there's anything else I can help you with, please feel free to ask.
This is my first time going through the game with the voice acting on for probably the first time in, how was it been, 15 years? I did a test run of this game, but that was without the cutscenes and without the voice acting. So it's all as new to me as it is to you folks. And there's Kaufman again, patrolling the halls, making sure science is getting done. Let's take a peek in here. We have a door
The
here.
door of the shed.
Yep, that's a shed door, alright. Let's go ahead and use it. And we'll go ahead and look inside. Oh, we got something out there. What was that? Got some cutters. That'll be helpful. What's that?
As I understand it, the soil nutrients are automatically released from there.
Neat. Let's go ahead and check up here. Got some nice landscaping here. Their own little waterfall. Even though they're in the emptiness of space next to a freaking black hole. Got like security cameras too. Oh, it's a puppins. Let's go look at it. Look at the puppins. Look at it. Look at it.
I've nothing to say.
Oh, well, I mentioned to look at it, not talk to it. But you could be more personable than that. Okay, you're just gonna stand there. I said look.
Looks like some sort of Rottweiler crossbreed.
Insightful. Okay, let's get the hell out of here. And we'll continue to the left. We should be getting to the maintenance bay soon. That cutscene caught me a little off guard, to be perfectly honest. So now we're over here. Who the heck are you?
Top-ranking officer of the Megami Hudson contingent.
Oh. Let's go ahead and talk to him.
Hello. You were at the funeral, weren't you? Yes, I was representing my company. What is your job? I'm responsible for the Megami Hudson presence here.
So... What am I looking for? Lofty? No.
What's it like to work here? Working for Megami Hudson is different to working for Kobayashi. You could never understand.
Now you can hear the sophistication. That's what I'm going for.
What is your background? I've worked for Megami Hudson all my life. That's all I'm prepared to say.
So fancy.
How well did you know Danny? He was Kobayashi. We don't socialize. What do you know about Danny's death? It was nothing to do with us. Did anything unusual happen before my son's death? Nothing unusual happened under my command. Kobayashi has its own problems. Can I see your laboratory? It's a restricted area. Only Megami Hudson employees can enter. I've got to be going now. Just leave us out of your troubles, Mr. McCormack.
Alright, so let's go look at their laboratory.
It's a restricted area.
He doesn't
Only
even raise his
Megami
voice.
Hudson employees can enter.
I mean, if it was me, I'd be like, hey, get the hell out of there. It's our laboratory. What we got here? I think this is where we came in. Yep. Let's go ahead and get out of here. Transport pod. Nothing to do in there. Here we are, and there's Mare. Let's go ahead and try to pick up everything in sight. We've got an extinguisher. Put that in our coat. And we have a wrench over here. Let's go ahead and take that and put it in our coat. While he's not looking. Yep.
Mayor's responsible for the maintenance of this place.
He can just tell that by looking at him.
Excuse me.
What do you want? I got work to do.
This guy is my favorite character in the game. I love Mare.
What is your job?
I keep this hunk of rock where it is, instead of going down the plug hole. I'm the only one here who knows jack shit about engineering. Ergo, I gotta go fix every damn thing that goes wrong. The engines, life support, equipment maintenance. If it's broke, I fix it.
What's it like to work here?
It's shit. What's it like to go around asking dumbass questions?
It's nice.
What is your background?
I was combat branch in the war. I refused promotion so as I wouldn't end up an asshole like the other officers. When the war ended, they recognized my talent for improvisation and made me a fucking repairman.
How well did you know Danny?
The boy had initiative. He used to fix anything that went wrong in his quarters himself. Ergo, I never had to speak to him.
Ergo? He likes saying that.
What do you know about Danny's death?
If there'd been a problem on the Scout, I would have fixed it. But no one reported anything.
Did anything unusual happen before Danny's death?
The captain had me up on charges for insubordination.
What do you know about Megami Hudson?
I know I don't like them.
Well, that was straight and to the point.
Why don't you like Megami Hudson?
I fought against those assholes in the corporation war. It's kind of hard to kiss and make up just cause they signed a piece of paper that says they're our friends now.
There were lots of sides in the war. Even Kobayashi changed allegiances, sometimes halfway through a battle. There was no real enemy.
It was them or us. Hell, you should realize that. You were in the thick of it, I hear. You got hurt, right?
Yeah, but I didn't hurt anybody else. And I don't blame anybody for what happened to me. The war's over.
Yeah, right. The war's over. They're our friends now. But they're still assholes.
What's in the caves?
Holes. Those Megami Hudson fucks keep making them bigger. They're researching minerals and shit. If they keep on digging, this whole fucking rock will cave in.
And here's the actual thing we need to learn, folks.
Do you know any weapon that could give off a 3-megawatt reading?
Only thing I know of would be a concussion charge.
Are there any concussion charges on board?
I fucking hope not. Those are dangerous sons of bitches.
Do you have any close friends on Cerberus?
Strangely enough, no I fucking do not.
How could you not be his friend?
I have to go now.
About time, too.
See you, buddy. Alright, so now we need to figure out if there are concussion charges on board. And I know who can give us the right information. We've talked to about everyone else. So we're just going to head on back. I suspect this is the same, so we'll go ahead and skip it. I mean, the logical place to go in this is actually back to the laboratory, to the Kobayashi laboratory, and that is where we're heading. Just ask them if they have any concussion charges. Where's the exit? There it is. I always get this door confused as the med bay. Thankfully I have it down now. This is the door we want. We're going to talk to our personal mama's boy right here.
Are there any concussion charges on board?
I shouldn't tell you, but maybe if you did something for me, I could point you in the right direction.
Okay. What do you want me to do?
Well, Chandra makes pies real good, almost as good as my mom's. But he says I'll hog it all to myself. Maybe I will, but then I don't eat salads or bran cereal like the rest of them, so I think I should get more than the average share of pie.
Sounds, fair enough.
Right, and I know he's made a blueberry pie, and I want it. If you get it for me without anyone knowing, I'll tell you what you need to know.
I've really got to go now.
Don't forget, if you see any chocolate, it's mine.
Alright, folks. On the next episode of Let's Play the Orion Conspiracy, we will find a pie. Come on, there we go. There you go. I'll see you next time.